And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we are discussing this title, what it means to me, or what it means to think and grow rich. We're using that tagline, which is from one of the best books that have ever been written on the subject of success, or otherwise, in my opinion, written by Napoleon Hill and published in 1937. If you haven't read it yet, at some point you'll have to, and you'll have to read that book 10 to 15 times. Okay, it's not acceptable for you to not understand the principles that are taught in that book. It explains success better than any other explanation I've ever heard. And it's a bit difficult read, but it's a worthwhile read. Having said that, this book came out in the Great Depression. Okay? The Great Depression between 1929 and some people say that it ended in 1941. 1937. That's when the book came out, teaching people about success, how to become wealthier than you could ever imagine during the Great Depression. Okay, so you have to understand how powerful that was, that it did exactly that. And those principles work today, have always worked since the beginning of time, and it has everything to do with your thoughts. Think and grow rich. Growing rich, what does that specifically mean? Well, in my opinion, it means getting abundance in every single category of life. What is the definition of abundance? You know what it is. Let's just plethora, massive, more, okay? Like power. It gives you capacity. Abundance allows you to choose. It gives you options. It gives you freedom. It gives you... Do you get what I'm saying? Abundance. You understand that? So it's not just about money. It's about getting everything in life that you desire. If you don't have everything in life that you desire, you're still living from a non-freedom capacity. You still haven't tapped into your full potential. Some people talk about how you should get rid of desire and that you should cut off, be a minimalist and all that crap. I'm not like that. Although sometimes there are definitely benefits to that type of lifestyle. The most powerful type of lifestyle is the one where you actually tap into your full potential to seek out those things that are beneficial for you, for the people that you love, and for the world in general. Tap into the full potential, right? If you have the mindset of not wanting what the world has to offer, and I'm not just talking about material things, but everything. I'm talking happiness. I'm talking about, the ultimate pleasures of life and growing pleasures, okay? Not the fake immediate gratification type of pleasures that exponentially decline over time because you get addicted to it. I'm talking about the real everything. Just put it simply and bluntly. You can have that, and you can help others get it. And you can do that together with the happy and peaceful and excited and fired up mindset. You can start that journey today, and that journey will never end. Because you'll never be able to complete everything that you want to complete by the end of this lifetime. There's a lot more. And you're just learning how to apply eternal principles one step at a time so that you can apply them in the eternal scheme of things. This is where it starts. You make a decision right here to learn the things that are necessary for you to get everything in life and in the universe that you desire. You'll get there. You'll progress. You'll move forward towards it. It's awesome. Okay? I love these principles. And they're taught in that book. So now that you understand what I mean by growing rich, this has also a lot to do with the journey. Okay? Because if you don't have that, like the faster you get that mindset on the journey, the faster that journey towards getting everything in life you desire goes. Okay? So it's about getting that mindset in the now, but there's a process to it, obviously. But the moment you get it, that's the the journey speeds up exponentially. It goes really quick. But there's a journey, okay? And everyone's on it to a varying degree, obviously. Some people have chosen to go 180 direction, the opposite direction, by getting addicted, by basically going against their nature and against their potential to stay in the immediate gratification aspect and to stay in the lower levels of vibration and life. But if you're the kind of person who's moving towards truth, who's moving in the correct direction according to your potential and nature and what you were designed to do, you're moving in the correct direction. And that's what we're talking about today. So, that's abundance. Let's talk about your thoughts. That is where it ends, and that's where it begins. It's the alpha and omega of this lifetime. You've been given a brain. Let's figure out how to use it properly to get everything in life that we desire. It's designed to do that. That's what your brain is designed to do. To get it all. And it's inside each and every one of us. It is insane how much potential we've got with this thing. It's all in the mind. So how does it work? Let's understand the definition of masculinity. This is what this channel is about. We're helping men to become men of high value, abundance, riches, okay? If we understand the definition of masculinity, everything changes, because suddenly you begin to realize that that's it. There is no other purpose, real purpose on planet Earth for me other than to move towards masculinity. That's it. Everything else comes second to that. You want to become a man, okay? I'm talking to men here. You want to become a man and become more of a man every single day. Masculinity is the ultimate form of being a man. What is the definition? You only hear it here. It is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, independent of circumstances. I'll repeat it again. The ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors independent of circumstances. Are you there yet? Probably not. I'm not. Okay? So you're probably not either. It's a journey. We're all on it. And we're all failing forward, hopefully. Right? So, if we understand that aspect, we want to think and grow rich. Are you controlling your thinking, your thoughts? That's where it starts and where it ends. Let's look at, let's divide it up into compartments or departments of, what do you want to call it? Okay, right now, what's your situation with your thinking? It's probably stinking thinking. What does that mean? Well, it means that you have a lot of negativity going on. You've got a lot of scarcity mindset going on, whether you admit it to yourself or not. That's the prevalent experience of the vast majority of us. Also, you've got a lot of thoughts going on. Very often, most people are confused on a continual basis. Like every single second of the day, they're confused or they just have a lot of problems, which will cause confusion. You don't know what to do. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I've got this problem, I got this problem, I got this problem. I'm poor, I have a bad relationship, my health is declining, blah, blah, blah. All of these, it's you deciding, you're making a literal decision every single second of every single day, if you're in that type of mindset, that I'm a victim. I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. The moment you are a victim, you're going in the opposite direction of masculinity. That's towards femininity as a man. Meaning, it's happening to me. Okay? Life is happening to me. And I can't control it. I can't control what's happening. We're going to change that. One small step at a time, over time. The more of a victim you are, the more things are going to happen to you. The more of a responsible owner over your own life, the more of a captain of your own ship, the master of your own fate type of mentality you have, the more you're actually going to be able to create Literally be a creator of the type of life that you're designed to have. You're designed to have joy, bliss, and happiness. You can choose to have it. Now, on the journey, what you're going to do is things are going to be happening to you the vast majority of the time, and then you're going to choose your response to it. Eventually, whether in this life or the next one, you come to the point where you literally can create the circumstance. You'll be able to move the elements. You'll be able to understand how everything works, all of the rules, okay, and the eternal laws that are put together so that you can apply certain aspects to those rules and laws that makes those rules and laws work for you instead of against you. You become the one that molds every situation to fit your vision, to fit what you want to happen at this specific time frame. I'm not going to go like a lot into the depth of this specific conversation. I'm just telling you that that's what we're moving towards. That's what you're moving towards. It sounds maybe a little bit too much for you right now. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe you get it. Maybe you understand. Whoa. Masculinity is actually being able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. But at some point, if you're able to do that, you can literally begin to lead other people. Because most people don't control their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, which means that things happen to them. Well, guess what? At some point in the future, as long, we practice good principle, meaning that you are a good person, you actually care for others, you actually want to create win-win, you understand the eternal laws of doing good to others, which will return good to you. If you do bad things to others, then that's going to return back to you somehow in some way, shape, or form. Okay? So if we understand the general scope of things of doing good, then we can actually begin to understand that we can in the future be the ones that have an impact on people's thinking, emotions, and behaviors in a positive way. Meaning you're what's happening to them. Okay? That's the type of leadership that you want to get to, where you are the creator of an environment that is conducive for other people's emotional needs being met. And when their emotional needs are being met, they begin to work happily for your cause because you've created a win-win situation for them and for you. I'm speaking to you about thinking and growing rich. The way that you become rich or get abundance in every single category of life, including money, relationships, health, blah, 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 all of that stuff, it requires people. And it requires a lot of people. Abundance. The more you serve the masses, the more the masses will want to serve you. And if you do get the masses serving you, you get everything in life that you want. Because you've provided something of value to them and they want to provide value back to you. Leadership. That's how you think and grow rich. So it starts with your thinking. And it ends with your thinking. You understanding how to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. And as a man, you start out not being able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Why? Because we all start out as feminine little girls, okay? When we're children, when we're kids, we're girls pretty much. We've got the exact same amount of testosterone as girls. So we literally, in many ways, are girls, except that our reproductive system looks a bit differently during that time span. But then once we hit puberty, things start happening. It's a different system now. It's a different program. It's a completely different mindset. We now are allowed to actually tap into the next aspect of our development toward becoming men. Right? And the first thing that we can't control is our sexual urges. Okay, it's like we have these thoughts about girls and we want to do things with them and to them, etc., right? Those are the things that we need to learn to channel to be able to say, that's not the time yet, okay? I'm not in a space to do that now. I don't want to do that right now. I've got more important goals right now. If you never do that, if you're always in the chasing girls aspect, or looking at girls, or looking at porn, or doing those things that are of a sexual lower level nature, you'll never think and grow rich. You might think that you're rich because you're able to sleep with a lot of girls. That is poverty. You're literally sharing girls, man. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's the sharing economy that you're part of if you're in that type of mindset. Who wants to share a car? Who wants to share a house? Like, obviously you do that because it's cheaper, but why would you want something that's cheap? I'm just giving you a quick example right now. It's a complete detour from what we're talking about, but this is the mindset that most guys are into. I just want to get laid, man. What a low-level skill and a low-level thinking. What's going on in your head, man? Like, let's move forward. Let's move to higher thoughts, to more elevated thinking, to move towards, let's solve world problems, man. You want power as a masculine man. And getting laid is not a problem. It's not something that will give you tons of power. Solving problems and solving the big worldwide problems, that is going to give you power. And that's going to solve, a lot of other people's problems, and they're going to give you value back for it. That's the kind of mindset you want to go towards, and that's the mindset that actually will keep you happy on that journey and keep you emotionally and mentally stable on that journey as well. So having done that detour, I just wanted to help you understand that that's the first thing we have to overcome with our thoughts. Because if we can overcome that, that's the biggest problem that men have, is that they're obsessed with sex, okay? Continuously. And most guys, their entire lives, because they're hypersexualized because of ejaculation. If you can actually practice SR, semen retention, everything changes for you. This is what I described to one of my clients this week. And I've explained it in a video before, I just don't know which one it is. Imagine you driving on the highway. There's obstacles on that highway. This is your brain, okay? If you're feminine, your thoughts are extremely speedy, okay? Like they go really fast, back and forth, okay? Oh, it's this problem and this problem and that problem. I'm stressed, I'm anxious, you're confused. You're in a situation where things aren't working very well. This is like you speeding on the highway, but speeding extremely fast, way above speed limit levels, and there are obstacles in the course or on the highway. Which means, you've got to be really careful about what's going on. You've got no control over the speed of this vehicle. The more feminine you are, the less you've got control over the vehicle. It's very dangerous to not have control over the vehicle when you're going at top speed, especially if it's a fast car. And most of you guys probably have fast mental cars, okay? And that's a problem. And you can't slow down because you're always in this feminine mode. Eventually you're going to crash. And what is crashing? Is being depressed, is being sad, is having a scarcity and a victim mindset continuously and consistently for a long period of time. That's you crashing and burning. You don't want to be in that state anymore. So we've got to fix it. Well, SR helps that a lot because it takes you out of it heals your dopamine receptor. So you begin to notice the good things in life as a natural result of actually practicing SR, which we'll talk about for another video. What is masculine? What would you be doing on that highway as a masculine man? What masculinity does is that it slows down that process. You're not speeding anymore. You can go as fast as you want, but it's almost as if you've got control over the speed of the vehicle. There's still obstacles in that road, but the more masculine you are, the less obstacles there are, okay? And you kind of enjoy the obstacles because it keeps the road varied and fun, and you enjoy the ride, okay? And you're going with enough speed so that you're getting to your destination, but you're not going in the speed that it causes you to lose control over the vehicle so that it causes you to crash and burn. Does that make sense? You have peace inside your head. You know that you're on the right track. You know that you're going in the right direction. You're able to observe when things are happening. Things happening to you, you're observing and you're responding accordingly, driving correctly so that you're safe and sound and going where you want to go. Does that make sense? Like, this has been probably the best explanation that I've had of femininity and masculinity, of what's happening inside your brain. If you can connect that to the sentence that I said in the beginning, think and grow rich. If you crash and burn consistently, and then you start up again, and you crash and burn again, and then you start up and you crash and burn again, you're being inconsistent. You'll never get exponential growth. And you need exponential growth in your mind to be working. Like, everything in life has an exponential growth curve. Your financials, your health, your relationships with whoever person that you're trying to build a relationship with, there's an exponential growth or decline curve in every single thing that you do. This exponential growth curve in your mind is being able to solve problems. Like, how big problems are you able to solve right now? That determines your power. Power, the definition of power is the ability to do. What are you able to do? What is your power? If you're able to solve the biggest problems in the world, you are massively on that exponential growth curve. You're probably, riding it, right? But if you're, you can't solve your own itty bitty problems, then you're probably stuck down here, right? You haven't even started your exponential growth curve. So what's required for you to get on that exponential increase, that exponential growth curve? What's required? You have too many thoughts going on, man. Like, it's way too much. You have no ways of separating this from that, and because everything's happening and it's happening all at the same time. The number one step for you to actually think and grow rich is you got to get rid of problems. I've spoken about this before. I want you to compare it between problem stackers and problem solvers. You want to be a problem solver. That's masculine. If you're a problem stacker, you're feminine as a man. Problem stacking means that you get a problem, but you don't fix it. So, which means that you're going to get another problem on top of that. Oh, guess what? Because you're lazy or because you're at a victim mindset and things are happening to you, it's going to stick and it's going to stay there. And guess what? You're going to ignore it and you're going to get another one. And they're going to compound over time, just like interest in the bank or interest on a loan that you're not paying back, or etc. Right? Albert Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. You sure you want to compound interest your problems? That's what you're doing when you're not solving them, right? At some point, you have to learn to solve your problems. At some point, you've got to learn to become masculine. That's the whole purpose of life, man. To learn how to solve problems. First your own, and then everyone else's, with their permission. You can't solve other people's problems if they don't allow you to do so, because that's not how the universe works, right? So first, what do you do as a masculine man? You get rid of unnecessary problems. And I can promise you, the vast majority of the problems you have today, some of them can be fixed real quick. There are obviously others that, like the problem of not having your dreams and goals. That's a problem that's going to take some time. But there are some problems that can be fixed immediately. There are some problems that are not problems, but you think they are. That you just need to get an understanding that, oh, that's not a problem. And then make a decision that it's not a problem. And then ignore it for an extended period of time until you're ready to get back to it. Or you ignore it for the rest of your life because it actually wasn't a problem. Right? You're trying to get rid of distractions. Why? Because your head can only work on one problem at a time. Have you noticed? You can only have one thought working at any specific time. You can't have 3 thoughts at the same time. Have you tried it? Like, how would I do that? It doesn't work, okay? You can only have one thought at a time, which means you can only really work on one problem at a time. Prioritization. What's the biggest problem that you could solve right now that would help you to get a bigger pep in your step moving forward towards your exponential growth curve? That's what you need to do. You need to sit down and map out your life. Map out your problems. Map out the things you think are problems and map out the problems that you want to have in the future, right? Your dreams and goals problems, okay? And then you need to get rid of them. And some of them just need to be just stricken out. Like, for example, friends that you know you're not going to have in the next 5 years, but they still impact your life right now. Get rid of them, right? I also made another video called Get Rid of It. Fantastic video, classic. I'll put it up on as a post right after I finish this video, so you can watch that one as well. But that's basically thinking and growing rich. That's what it means. You're getting rid of stuff that's in your head that does not need to be inside your head right now. Because femininity, everything matters. Okay? Masculinity is only the next step matters. What's your next step? Anything else that's not your next step needs to be ignored completely until the next step is taken, and then you've got the next step, and then you've got the next step. One small step at a time, guess what? You're going to get your dreams and goals and get everything in life that you desire, because that's how the universe is designed and built. There's a program, man. And the program is built like this, and it is the same program for every single one of us. It's insane. Sometimes I think about how cool it is that tomorrow I wake up and I'm still me. Tomorrow I wake up and you know, I still have my body. I still can move my fingers. My family's still here. It's insane. Like, there's so much consistency in this program. There are certain laws. Obviously, there's things that can happen to us, but those things that happen are a result of laws, of things, of cause and effect of things happening. I'm not going to get too deep, but getting rid of distractions, clearing your mind so you only work on one problem at a time. At some point, there's only going to be one problem in your head. Guess what? If you've now mastered your sexuality, all of that energy that goes to focusing and obsessing on getting something that's outside of you, right? All of that you get to channel towards that one problem that you've got going on right here, right now. This problem is going to solve, is going to help me jump by leaps and bounds to the next level where I want to get to. Each problem has a lot of individual small itty-bitty problems. As an example, if one of my problems is I want to help a specific client, okay? Great. That's what I need to focus on. I need to sit down, write out, map out his problems. And you'll notice that my only problem is that I want to help my client get to this and this level, okay? But once I begin to work on that problem, you'll notice that there's another 20 problems that occur, right? He's got these problems, and then we've got this obstacle of me, how I communicate with him, that's a problem as well. And then I also need to make sure that we have the right timing, the right this, the right that. Do you see what I'm saying? One problem in your life becomes 20 problems. And then each of those 20 problems probably have individual problems as well. So you can multiply this over time, and this is how you become excellent over time at mastering, creating what you want out of what is. And before, you couldn't do that because you were already swamped with too many problems. There was no capacity. You couldn't handle it. And when you do try to work on a problem, then another problem would come in and say, oh, I need your help right now. Or can you do this for me? And can you do that for me? Or distraction on Instagram, or distraction on YouTube, or this problems, like they swamp people. But you want to get to the point of masculinity, progressing towards getting there, right? Where you only tackle one problem at a time. Okay, the problems are already there. Your brain is mapping out automatically how to solve a specific problem. And the better you get at finding the fastest pathway towards the epiphany or the inspiration that the universe wants to give you. It's insane how this universe is set up. It is a perfect system to get everything in life that you desire. You simply have to tap in to the energy of abundance. And the universe wants to give you everything that you want to get. It's only about learning how to connect, learning how to get rid of the problems you have in the correct manner, in the good manner, in a win-win situation manner, that the universe agrees on, okay? So that the universe can give you everything you want. Keeping it simple, thinking and growing rich is all about solving an equation. It's math, okay? You deduction, right? You use deduction to get rid of problems, and then you begin to add the correct problems into the mix. That's it, okay? And then you want to make sure that you get to your final destination. You're solving the equation as you go. The bigger the goals, the bigger the dreams, the harder the equation is going to be, and that's okay. You can get everything in life that you desire. It's all about you being able to control your thinking, your emotions, and your behaviors. If you can do that, your brain is designed in such a way that you will find the pathway to get those dreams and goals through something called inspiration. You get inspiration by creating an abundance mindset compared to the scarcity mindset that you've had in the past. This abundance mindset is a habit that you build into your system over time. It doesn't come naturally to everyone, okay? It's extremely difficult for most people to get that abundance mindset, but you can and you will get it if you make the decision that you will never ever give up, that masculinity is your purpose, your one and only purpose, and you will get to the point where you can control your thoughts and emotions and behaviors, if not in this lifetime, in the next, or whenever that eventually happens. You want to have that as a goal because then everything in life changes for you. But you have to understand how that abundance mindset works. It's abundance and scarcity. This is what opens the universe up to you. If you have an abundance mindset, meaning that there's always a solution, there's tons of doors to go through, and each door will open up to me eventually. It's impossible for them not to because I'm really a smooth talker and I can communicate with the people who can open the doors for me because I create win-win situations with them, if that makes sense. If I've got a scarcity mindset and I believe that there's only one door and I'm banging my head against that door continuously all the time, I'm not going to be progressing very fast. Or if I believe that there are no doors, man, it's just me sitting alone, crunched up in a corner. Obviously, the universe can't help you. The universe have put up massive amounts of doors, and it's like, which one do you want? You can get anything you want. You just have to go to that specific door, knock on there, and then give the people what they want there, which means that you maybe have to solve a little bit of problems here and there for them in order for them to get what they want, and so that you can get through the door, and then you got more options and more doors. And it's an exponential growth curve of opportunity, freedom, luxury, anything you want. as long as it is according to the eternal laws that have been set forth from the beginning of time. I love this stuff. You have to understand how life works. Once you understand how life works, you get fired up outside your brain. Although people might be negative around you, you're still fired up. It's almost like you get fired up because people are negative, because you have a different mindset. You're just like, holy crap. Like, I'm different now. I've changed. I have a massive abundance mindset. That should fire you up like massively. Because most people don't. But you can teach them by example that they can get what they want. And that doesn't take anything away from you. You getting everything in life that you want doesn't take anything away from anyone. Life is not a zero-sum game. Life is based upon if you grow, everyone else grows. As long as you do not lie, cheat, or steal. Right? Universe is going to work against you if you do. But if you actually work from the mindset of win-win, everyone grows from it. And as you increase in power through these win-win situations, millions of people will grow as a result of your efforts. I hope that this video makes sense to you. This is what it means to me, at least, to think and grow rich, to learn how to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, to get that exponential growth curve, singling out the problems, figuring out what's the next step for you, and then taking that next step continuously until you have exactly everything you want. And guess what? That day should never, ever, ever arrive. Because before you complete a goal, you'll have set a next one. And before you complete that one, you'll have set a next one. And that's the enjoyment of life. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are absolutely awesome. And I'll see you in the next one.